What's up, everybody? You're watching Model Aviator. I'm Adam. This week we have an episode in our Model Aviators and Their Models series. Sorry, it has been a hot minute since we put an episode in this series. We didn't realize how long it had been until we took a look at it. Glad to bring one to you this time. It's a good one. Heidi and I had an opportunity to attend SEFF 2024. If you don't know what SEFF is, that is the Southeast Electric Flight Festival. It's held every year the last week of April at Mack Hodges Field in Americus, Georgia. It is hosted by Fayette Flyers, one of the clubs locally here that we are members of. They do a great job. There's a lot of food, fun, and flying for everybody. They have camping available, and they've got some big-time sponsors, Horizon Hobby, Extreme Flight, and Flex Innovations, to name a few. And of course, they all attend and have cool people and cool planes with them. While we're there at SEFF hanging out, we ran into our friend Joshua Orchard. If you don't know who Joshua is, he has a YouTube channel by his namesake. We'll put a link in the description where you can check out his channel. He is a master builder, and he's very humble. When you say that, has the sheepish grin, and you can tell it makes him uncomfortable to hear that. But the fact is, this man can decide he wants to model an airplane and build it out of foam, balsa, fiberglass, or any combination he wants, and make it happen. If that is not a master builder, I don't know what is. And this year, he was there with a very unique piece. We saw kind of a mock-up of this. It wasn't painted the last time we saw it. He got it done. It is a very interesting Saab B.17, B.17. Very different airplane. We're going to let Josh explain to you all about this airplane. It's not something I was familiar with. As warbird savvy as I am, I'd never heard of this airplane until talking to Joshua about it. So as the format goes with Model Aviators and Their Models, we're going to have an interview with Joshua about the airplane, and then of course he's going to give us a demo flight. Keep in mind, this is at an event. Does a good job of flying it. Airspace wasn't too crowded when he did it, but you'll just have to kind of bear with some of the background noises. Is what it is at a fly-in. Still a very cool airplane. So check this out. Check out Joshua's channel. Take care of yourselves. Happy flying. And we'll see you next week with something cool with wings. And we are here with our friend Joshua Orchard. Josh, good to see you again, man.
Yes, sir. You too.
He is a master builder, and he is going to tell us about his latest creation. You know, I'm pretty savvy with warbirds, and I have no idea what this is. So tell us what this is.
This is a Saab aircraft, not something that you usually see at the flying field. Specifically, this is a Saab B.17, not B-17 like Boeing, but B.17.
Okay.
The 17 series from Saab was originally designed as a reconnaissance airplane.
Okay.
And at the onset of the war, they realized that they needed a deterrent for a lot of their ports and fjords and such. So they repurposed it in a dive bomber role, thus the B of the 17.
Okay, outstanding. So what made you pick such an obscure subject?
I actually really love Swedish aviation history. There's a lot of really interesting tidbits because, like a lot of us as modelers, we do with what we have. And so the Swedes did much of the same thing. A really great case in point on this particular model is the landing gear. The way the landing gear are designed, the Axis and Allied forces were designing dive bombers using really complex hydraulic dive brake systems to prevent tail buffeting and overspeeding. The Swedes realized if you just lower the landing gear and use them as air brakes, you're going to naturally go down, but you'll also control your speed at the same time just by increasing your surface area.
That is brilliant. So how long did this take you to build?
So that's a really great question. I started this, a fall, I guess the year before last. And then I spent this past year learning to fly it, getting to know it, because these were prototype plans from Jerry Bates. I there was a learning curve associated with it, and then I finally got it painted this winter.
Outstanding. And what's the construction?
It's all foam, well, mostly foam anyway. There is a carbon fiber spar for the wings with some plywood hard points for the landing gear. But there's also a lot of 3D printed technology in here. The pilot's 3D printed, the cowl is 3D printed, the dummy engine is 3D printed, the wheel pant or the covers, those are 3D printed. There's just a lot of 3D printed stuff. The bomb is 3D printed. But there's also things like fiberglass as well. I've got fiberglass bomb bay doors. That's a pretty easy thing to lay up. But yeah, the foam is constructed using typical balsa building techniques.
Okay.
And then once that's done, it's fiberglassed. And I have my own technique where I apply it with sanding sealer or water-based polyurethane. It's essentially the same thing. Right. And then I mix up some of that same sanding sealer with glass microspheres, microballoons. Okay. And I sort of paint that, work it into the weave of the fabric, and then sand it back, and that's how you get it nice and smooth in the end.
It's outstanding looking airplane. So how many channels?
This airplane is 8 channels, I think. I'd have to count again. But yeah, it's, aileron, elevator, rudder, obviously throttle. But then there's the gear doors as well as the bomb drop and the retracts. Right. And flaps. I mean, yeah. It does all the things.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what kind of equipment do you have in there?
I fly with FR Sky radio system.
Okay.
And I've got some Futaba servos. And the power system is the electric motor and prop from the Motion RC bubble top Corsair.
The 1.6, yeah.
Yeah, 1.6 meter. Yeah. It's a great electrical system. It's very efficient. I love the scale prop, and I needed a 3-blade prop anyway, so it fit the bill for the size that I wanted to build and the power for the weight, and it's perfect setup.
It is outstanding. Thanks. For sure. And we have determined, I asked Josh earlier how much it weighed. He's not sure. I picked it up. Based on what I know of my Corsair, I'm going to say this thing's around 10.5, 11 pounds ready to fly.
Probably about right. Yeah.
6L, what, 5,000?
6,000.
6,000?
Yeah.
Okay. Outstanding. Well, let's put one of those in it and go fly it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to give you a low pass. try to bring it in pretty close for you. Again, see if I can do a little closer this time.